to it. Anyway, okay. Don't worry. Okay, noted. I've noted your name. You can turn off your video and mute yourself now. Is that okay? We will call the next person. Austin Odua, please. Juliana, can you turn off your video? Austin Odua, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Odua Austin. I'm currently the set governor for Interior Design, Set 35. And I will be indicating my interest in vying for the position of the set governor, Set 35.
Yeah, come and see. No, you are already a governor. You can't vie for
set president. Set president.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
And yeah, with which skill again? Sorry, interior design.
Interior designs, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So we have about.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry. Okay, ma'am. We're live now on YouTube.
Okay.
We're live now on YouTube. Please, the governors, please, you can quickly send message on your platform if you can. That please, those who have notification would have started seeing us. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now we are live on YouTube as well. So just to notify all of you who have just logged into YouTube, we are about to commence the electioneering processes to elect the leadership for Dsap Set 35. Currently, we have a couple of people who have indicated interest in vying for the positions that we have. Now, just to remind us, please, if you are not speaking, kindly mute yourself. Dsap events, please mute yourself. So the positions that we have currently are the positions of the set president, the general secretary, the financial secretary, stroke treasurer, and the publicity secretary. Again, just like I noted earlier, only people who have been nominated as set governors are eligible to vie for these positions. So if you are not a set governor, you cannot vie for the positions that we have currently. And like I also mentioned, even though we have the positions of first vice president and second vice president, the people who emerge, the candidates who emerge as the runners up with the highest votes, the second highest votes in the elections for the set president will be the vice president one, and then the next person will be the vice president two. So we would not be doing separate elections for the post of vice president. Currently, we have 6 people who have indicated interest for the post of president. We have 2 who have indicated for the post of general secretary, 1 who has indicated for the post of financial secretary, treasurer, and 1 person who has also indicated for the post of publicity secretary. Now, before we go into the voting proper, we are going to give some time to hear from all of the candidates who are interested in vying for this position. Each of them is going to have 1 minute to turn on their cameras and talk to us about why we need to vote for them. Remember, you, the delegates, you are the ones that hold the power. So listen attentively. Do not cast your votes anyhow. You need to listen to all of your candidates, all the candidates, and hear them out before you make your decisions. I have my electoral commissioners in the house, and those are some of our PMAs. So I'm going to call on our PMAs who are on board with us to help in counting the votes, both on this platform, on the Zoom platform, as well as on YouTube. So please, as we call each of the candidates, please pay attention to raise your hands quickly for those of you who are on Zoom. And for those of you who are on YouTube, you need to be able to type in the chat box the name of the candidates that you are voting for, so that way it's easy to track. Because if you just raise your hand, we may not be able to know which candidate you are voting for. But for those on Zoom, it's easy because they can easily raise their hand and lower their hand. But for those of you on YouTube, watching us on YouTube, please type in the chat box the name of the candidate that you are voting for as we call the respective positions. But right now, we would like to hear from all of our candidates. I am assuming that apart from the 10 people that I have on this list, there is no other governor who is interested in vying for any position, because we only have 10 people right now representing 10 skills who have indicated interest in the position. So there is no one contesting with Uche for the post of financial treasurer. Neither is there anyone contesting with Elizabeth for the post of publicity secretary. But if you want to make the seat hot for both of them, then you need to indicate right now, because it seems that everybody's interest is in vying for the post of president. So I'm just going to give 1 more minute very quickly to be sure that there's no other governor in the house who wants to vie for any of the positions. Otherwise, if I don't hear from anybody else, we're going to go into the hearing from our candidates one after the other. They're going to turn on their videos and give us in 1 minute why some reasons why we need to vote for them. At least as far as I know, they haven't sent us bags of rice or beans yet. So we need to hear from them and understand why they are vying for this position and why they really need their vote, our votes. Okay, I'm saying something in the chat box. Treasurer and Financial Secretary. Sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, so the financial secretaries and the treasurer are 2 separate positions. So, but we only have one person who has indicated interest in the post of financial secretary. So is there anybody else who is interested in the post of treasurer? But if we don't see anybody, that means that we might have to combine those roles for this set. I don't see anybody indicating hands, so I am assuming we're going, gone. Okay, so we are leaving that out and we want to hear from the candidates. So the first person we're going to hear from, I'm going to call you in this order, so please pay attention and turn on your videos when you're called upon and give us in 1 short minute your manifesto and reasons why we need to vote for you. Wuraola Adebayo, you're vying for the post of president. So very quickly, raise your hands, let's see you, and you can turn on your video and tell us why we need to vote for you. Wuraola Adebayo.
Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, ma. Wuraola Adebanjo. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wuraola Adebanjo. I am the set governor for Set 35 Pastry and Cocktail. I am a graduate of University of Lagos State University Business Administration. I am also an associate of Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. I'm here in this program, this task acquisition, to serve and to mediate between the students and the faculty to make our efforts so seamless and easy for us to catch up and cope with the program, that at the end of the day, we all will graduate successfully and be able to impact and give back what they have given back to us. I really solicit for your votes as the president, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Wuraola. Can we hear from Olamide Obuyemi very quickly? Wuraola, you can turn off your video so we can hear from Olamide. Thank you. Olamide, please.
Hello, ma. I'm here, ma.
Go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olamide Ogunyemi. I'm vying for the post of the president. I'm presently the governor of Fruits, Arts, and Healthy Drinks. I'm a fashion designer, and I'm here to serve. I'm a passionate, purpose-driven woman. I'm a goal-setter and a go-getter. One of my hobbies is reading, and like they say, readers are leaders. I'm a visionary woman, purpose-driven, and I would like to serve. I would like to help. I would like to use this opportunity to help others around me, and also serve the faculty, serve the students of this set 35 of this Dsap in any way I can. I will give my time, I will give my energy, and I would give all that I can to do everything that I need to do to ensure that we have selling experience, we maximize this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. So you have heard from Wuraola Adebanjo. You also have heard from Olamide Ogunyemi. Moving on, we want to hear from Afolayan Ayobami. Please raise your hands and unmute yourself. If you have spoken, please lower your hand so that we don't mix you up with others.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ayobami Afolayan. And first and foremost, I'm a student of the set 35 Dsap Academy, I would say. Then with the video editing class, I would be working on 3 points just to make this our learning effective and very, very entertaining. Firstly, I would work on effective communication, bridging the gap of information right from the organizers to the PMAs, then down to the students, and from facilitators also. I'll also be talking about equality, where everybody decisions count. Nobody's asking any stupid question. Nobody's bringing up any stupid decision or thoughts. Everybody will be entertained so we can come to an equilibrium. Then lastly, I would be dealing with welfareism. When I say welfareism, it's not necessarily in terms of financial aspect alone, although that could come in if God wills. I'm talking about welfareism in assistance with students who need the technical know-how to easily navigate through the classes online and have the best from the class. So if you should elect me as the set president, these 3 points will be fully worked on by God's grace. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So you've heard from 3 candidates already vying for the post of president. Moving on, Patoki Eunice, please could you indicate with a show of hands so that you can unmute yourself and speak to us. Patoki Eunice.
Yeah, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma, for this opportunity to speak. Okay, so my name is Patoki Eunice, and the governor presently for the soft furnishing Dsap Daystar class, set 35. And I would love to vie for the post of the set president. And moving ahead with this, I would love to work and be full of energy and spirit. I would love to work together with the students to bridge the gap between our lecturers or our facilitators and the school management, because I know we all have our great ideas and our thoughts, and it's an online program. So I would love to make a kind of communication, a kind of coming together of the students to have a good communication spirit with our facilitators, and also to help each other to make this learning process a very wonderful one for every student, so that we can help each other in one way or the other that we could contribute, and also to convey our ideas and our thoughts to the school management and our facilitators and everything. So thank you very much for hearing me out, and I'm glad to be contesting for this. Thank you, Ma.
Okay, thank you, Eunice. Moving on, you can turn off your video. We would like to invite Juliana Mwazulu. Juliana, Eunice, you can turn off your video so that somebody else can. Juliana Mwazulu, please indicate with a show of hands so that you can be unmuted and you can speak to us. Juliana, we're waiting for you. We can't see you. Okay, we'll skip Juliana. Austin Odua, please. Yeah, Austin Odua, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. By name Odua Austin. I'm an architect, an interior designer, a product designer and manufacturer. I currently am serving as the governor for the interior design set 35, and I will be vying for the position of the president of the set. It's my belief that beyond just having a very good start, it is also expedient that we have a very good finish. So it's something I can do to ensure that when the time comes for us to have our projects and all of those sorted out, I would be able to navigate the whole platform by being able to connect with every government to ensure that we actually have a successful completion of our program, which is more important. And also beyond that, I would ensure that we have a very good networking platform, because beyond this, they say your friends is your network. Who you have is your network. And believing that to be so, I really think that beyond this program, of course, we are going to meet out there someday. We have a good working relationship between our faculties and students, and between the governors of different sets. So for me, a vote just be a more privileged opportunity to be able to serve across board. And I really hope that we can do it. And I believe by God's grace, we will be able to get that done. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Austin. Juliana and Wells Zulu, are you still on the call? If you're on the call, please raise your hands electronically so we can hear from you. Otherwise, we will move on to those who are vying for the post of General Secretary. So, Comfort Olajide, please go ahead, raise your hand so that we can hear from
you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Comfort Olajide from the Department of Fashion Designing of Dsap program, and I'm vying for the post of General Secretary, more or less like an admin function also. I know that the General Secretary should organize meetings and then take minutes of that meeting, and must have eye for details, which I know I am very good at. And I've served in this capacity for quite a while now in different groups. And presently I'm still serving in this capacity also in other groups. So I believe I'll be able to function well in this capacity also. And here in the Dsap Academy, and I know I'll have to work hand in hand with our president, the elected president, and the other and my co-students as well, and also with the PMA and then our facilitators. Well, and based on other delegated assignments given to me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. So moving on, also vying for the post of General Secretary is Yanolua Olamide. So Yanolua, please can you unmute yourself and speak to us?
Good day, Your Excellency. Yes, ma'am. My name is Yanolua Kwade, builder by profession. I am vying for the post of General Secretary, and I am from Home Essentials. This Dsap 35 will mention Home Essentials. I've served as PROs and external licensing officers as the Joint Sec for the Gethsemane Prayer Ministry International Women Ham. Then Mama Tuberu, under our tutelage, there's a School of Finishing Touches for Singles. I'm president the General Secretary there. And also for the youth arm of Gethsemane. So all these have been preparing and landing grounds for me. And I believe in some core values I want to use an acronym for ARISE. A for accountability, R for respect, I for integrity, S for service, and E for excellence. So I believe that with all these core values and moral that we learn from others and working together with the presidents and other executives and together with the students, we'll be able to give more to the faculty by God's grace. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we have heard from those who are vying for the position of General Secretary. We will move on to the only lady vying for the position of Financial Secretary or Treasurer. We have Uche Emezue. So Uche, could you please indicate and tell us why tell your colleagues why they need to vote for you. Uche, if you're on the call, okay.
Right. Thank you, Ma, for this opportunity. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Uche. I'm a graduate of accounting, and I have good knowledge of financial management and accounting too. Okay, if I become the financial secretary, I will ensure proper records are being kept and recommendations too will be made to the board too, financial as per the financial judgment and all that. And I also ensure judicious use and disbursements of our funds. So I look forward to serving you and working with you, and also working with the board of directors. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Uche. Moving on to the only candidate vying for the post of Publicity Secretary, Elizabeth. Please go ahead and talk to us or your colleagues about why we need to vote for you. Elizabeth Akunwile. Elizabeth, if you're on the call, please unmute yourself and talk to us.
Okay.
Okay, we can't.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, please.
My name is Elizabeth Akunwile, and I am the set governor for the Makeup Artistry Set 35 of the Day Star Skill Acquisition Program. I want to be the publicity secretary because I know I am skilled for this. Over the last 5 years, I have done everything digital media. And one problem I know I have found within my own present set is the problem of managing different digital tools. If we need to get information across, this is an online program, people need to get information. So what I'm going to be doing is ensuring we get information on time and get them in a personalized way that doesn't leave us confused as to, should I be on Seesaw? How do I navigate Zoom? How do I change my name? Because that was even a problem as of today. Also, I'm going to be able to work with the elected president and the vice president, the other team members, to make sure we create more visibility strategy for Dsap. So it doesn't just end with set 35, there is a set 36 and a set 50. Also for my classmates and my colleagues, it won't just be a 3 weeks program rather. After the 3 weeks program, we should be able to generate visibility for these new businesses we're building. And that strategy I can always work to help them create. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. Just to be sure that we do not marginalize Juliana. Juliana Unwaldu, are you on the call? You had indicated that you are vying for the post of president. So we need to hear from you very quickly. 1 minute.
Okay. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah, my name is Nwozru. Sorry, once again, I apologize for a bad network issue. My name is Nwozru Juliana Onyechi from the governor of event decoration. I'm a graduate of BSc Public Administration in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and I'm also a co-leader in the CPM ushering department. And the reason why I'm coming up for the post of the president is to stand as an intermediary between the students and the facilitators, then also helping them in order to meet up to their responsibilities, thereby their assignments are being done, and also to ensure that their own side of activities being attended to whereby their needs are being reached. There are some people out there that are unable to reach out to their materials. And with the help, we can put heads together as a team to help us to have an enabling environment whereby the materials are being supplied. Then also help the students by giving them a listening ears to attend to their needs and also communicate back to the DSP group, and also make sure that the program does not only end here. The program does not only end here. I will try to make sure that there will be an enabling relationship between we and the teachers, whereby after the event, the continuity of it will still be there. So I play that if the House can elect me as a president, I promise to do more better than which I know my mind is not set so now due to challenges I just passed through. But I promise to do more and do better by helping them out and also carry them along as one. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all to all of the individuals who have indicated interest and who have also shared with us their plans for their set and what they plan to do. Please, if you are not speaking, kindly mute yourself because there's a bit of an echo. Yeah, thank you. So everybody can hear. So now this is the moment that we have been waiting for. It is time to cast our votes for our preferred candidates. And we are going to be starting out with the nominations in the category, in the post for the post of president. Now, this is the way we're going to go about it. Like I mentioned earlier, we have INEC commissioners who are supporting me in this process. I need to know, Folakemi, which of our PMAs are on the YouTube channel, who will be monitoring votes on the YouTube channel so that we can be sure that we are hearing from both sides. Yes, please.
Mayowa and Mrs. Olukoju are on YouTube. I'm here on.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So you can see that we have all of you covered. So nobody will say they didn't count my votes. Yeah, so just to clarify that everybody's vote will be counted. And so the first person that is up.
Sorry, ma.
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
ma. Yeah, I just want to announce there is a time lag between our live transmission and YouTube by almost 54 seconds. So please, when you do that, just let's call it like a minute. So when you have given an instruction here, it gets to them after about a minute, so that you give that time to make sure that we collect the vote appropriately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And again, please, for those who are watching on YouTube, please note that because just like Pastor Paul has explained, there is a time lag. Please type in the name of your preferred candidate. Don't just type yes, because we won't know who you are saying yes to. So right now, when we begin voting, we are voting for those who have indicated for the post of president. And the very first person we will be indicating our interest for is the very first candidate is Wuraola Adebanjo. So if you are casting your vote for Wuraola Adebanjo as president, those of you on YouTube, you need to type Wuraola in the chat box so that our electoral officers on YouTube are able to track the number of votes that Wuraola gets. But if you are here on Zoom, you can just raise your hands electronically so that we will know that you are voting for Wuraola. And once you have finished voting for Wuraola, once we call the other candidate, please lower your hand if you are not voting for that candidate so that we don't miscount your name for another candidate. I hope that is clear. So the first person we're calling.
Sorry, ma. I also made another observation. Some people are already typing out the names on YouTube. So please, any name you type before the election is null and void. Thank you. Did you hear what I'm saying, ma? Did you hear what I said?
Yes. Yes,
because
sir. You said
people are already typing names. Already typing names. It's going to bring confusion. There is not even the names you're calling.
Yes. So right now, for those of us on YouTube, watching on YouTube, and for those of us on the Zoom call, we are voting for the candidates who have indicated for the position of set president. And the first candidate that is up for voting now is Wuraola Adebanjo. So if you want to vote Wuraola Adebanjo as your set president, those of you on Zoom, please indicate with a raise of your hands electronically. Those of you on YouTube, please type Wuraola in the chat box right now so that our electoral officers can count votes. We are currently voting for Wuraola Adebanjo as set president. So now we're going to pause on the voting, and I would like to hear from those who are on YouTube. Let us know how many votes does Wuraola have on YouTube and how many votes does she have on Zoom, so that we can collate that and then people can lower their hands and we will move on to the next candidates. So for Lakemi, how do I get feedback from those on Zoom on the number of votes that Wuraola has on YouTube?
They'll send them in.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's just wait until the end.
Yes.
Because so that we would have all the votes together. Okay, yes. So we are done voting for Wuraola. Please note, we are done voting for Wuraola now. So please, Falakemi, confirm that the votes on Zoom have been counted and we can move on to the next candidate.
Yes, ma. Votes counted.
Okay. So please lower your hands, everybody. Lower your hands now. I don't want to see any hands up. Please lower your hands because we're moving on to the next candidate. Thank you. So the next candidate that we are voting under the post for the post of president is Olamide Ogunyemi. So if you are voting for Olamide Ogunyemi as your class president, please raise your hands electronically on Zoom or type Olamide in the chat box on YouTube. The second candidate we're voting for now is Olamide Ogunyemi for the post of president. So those of you who are here on Zoom, please indicate electronically. And then those of you on YouTube, please type Olamide in the chat box. Okay, so we're going to wrap up the voting process for Olamide right now. Electoral officers, are we good? Can we move on to the next candidates, both on YouTube and on Zoom?
Yes, ma.
Okay, thank you very much. So please, can we all lower our hands, everybody who has their hands raised up, because we're moving on to the next candidates. Thank you. So the next candidates contesting for the post of president is Afolayan Ayobami. If you are voting for Afolayan Ayobami as class president, please indicate with your hands electronically or chat or type Afolayan in the chat box on on YouTube. Those of you voting for Afolayan on YouTube, please type his name in the chat box. Those of you on Zoom, please raise your hands electronically. Okay, I believe those of you who want to vote for this candidate have made up your minds. I'm going to wait for our electoral officers to confirm that we can move ahead and that all of the votes have been collated. Going 1, 2, 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So please lower your hands, everyone. Thank you for being very cooperative delegates. Even though these candidates have not even given us cold water to drink, but it's okay. We're moving on. Please, everyone lower your hands. Everyone lower your hands, please. Oluwa Bukola, your hand is still up. Please lower your hand. Thank you. Okay, so now the next candidate that is contesting that we need to vote or indicate our vote for is Fatoki Eunice. So you want to vote for Fatoki Eunice? Those of you on Zoom, you know the drill. Raise your hands electronically. And those of you on YouTube, please type Eunice or Fatoki in the chat box. Just type Fatoki in the chat box so that it's easier to track. Okay. Please make up your minds now. No need to sit on the fence. Okay, we're wrapping up this part of the elections, gradually rounding up. We still have 2 more candidates vying for the post of president. So those of you who are voting for Fatoki Eunice, we need to count your votes now, wrap up this process, and move on to the next candidates.
Good to go,
Electoral officers, are we good? Okay, so please, everyone lower your hands. Lower your hands, everyone, please. Lower your hands. Lower your hands, lower your hands, lower your hands. Lower your hands. So, Madam Juliana, lower your hands. We have not called your name. Okay, the next candidate is Juliana Mwelzuru. Juliana Mwelzuru. I want to cast my votes for Juliana Mwelzuru. Please raise your hands or type Juliana. Raise your hands on Zoom or type Juliana in the YouTube chat box. Those of you on Zoom, raise your hands. Those of you on YouTube, type Juliana in the chat box.
Okay.
Are we good? Can we move on? YouTube and Zoom, are we good? Electoral officers?
We're good, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, so, I don't know what the issues are. I'm still seeing vote for both Wurola and Olayemi still coming in now. I don't know. I think people are just voting as they are entering. You know, it's going to create a lot of confusion unless we say unless you're going to invalidate any vote that came afterwards. Otherwise, people are just, I think as they are logging in, they're just voting. In fact, there's a lot of confusion now. People are, you will get Wurola, Olayemi, Afolanyo, just like that. They're not following the sequence of this voting. It's if guys don't check it, it's going to bring a lot of confusion.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Can I point out something, sir?
Yes, please.
I'm one of those monitoring the voting on YouTube.
Yes.
And the way I am going about it is that the moment the next candidate is announced, voting stops for the previous candidate. So anybody coming in now and voting for Wurola and the rest that have already been named, they are not being counted.
All right.
So
yes, sir. So that's the way I am handling it.
Okay, is that what the?
Thank you, Sister Yanta.
Yes. Well, like I said,
other Mayowa is doing.
That's the same thing I'm doing, sir.
Okay. All right. Good. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay. So we know that voting has stopped for Juliana, and we are moving on to the next candidate for the post of President, Odua. So all of you who want to vote for Austin, now is the time to cast your votes. If you are voting Austin on YouTube, please electronically. If you are voting for any, okay. So with this vote, this is the last candidate vying for the post of president. So we are going to be moving on to the post of general secretary once I hear from our electoral officers that we're good to go on this portion of the electoral process.
Good to go, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry, Falakemi, I hope good to go is on the Zoom.
Okay, thank you. So please
on the Zoom and not on YouTube, please.
No, I'm responding on the Zoom. I'm on Zoom.
Okay. All right. So please lower your hands, everyone. We're done now. We're done. Thank you. Thank you for being in the midst of these difficult times. We are doing well. Well done, everybody. Thank you. You have been very cooperative so far. Now we're moving on to the post of General Secretary. We have two candidates who are vying for the post of General Secretary. We've heard from them. They are Comfort Olajide and Iyanoluwa Okunade. Is Comfort Olajide for the position of General Secretary. So if you want to vote for Comfort Olajide as your General Secretary for Dsap set 35, those of you on YouTube, please of you on Zoom, please raise your hands electronically. So voting starts now. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I see that our voters, our delegates are hungry. It's a serious matter. What shall we do about this? Our delegates are hungry. Okay, let's wrap up this process very quickly so that we can go and pounded yam that our contestants have provided for us. Okay. What is the situation reports?
We're good, ma. We can move on to the next.
Thank you. So we're good. So those of you who have voted for comfort, thank you very much. Please lower your hands. We're moving on to the next candidates. We will not move on until all hands are lowered. So please lower your hands, everyone. Thank you. Moving on to the next candidate for the post of General Secretary, Yanua Okwade. I want Yanua Okwade to be our General Secretary for Dsap, and those of you on YouTube, okay. I believe we're done with the voting, so we can move on very quickly. Please note that you are supposed to raise your hands electronically if you are on Zoom, not in the chat box if you are on Zoom. Those who are on YouTube are the ones to type in the chat box. If you are on Zoom, raise your, because you have the option of raising. Those on YouTube do not have that option. And so that's why we are asking them to drop the names in the chat box. But if you're on Zoom, please raise your hands electronically if you are voting for Yanua Okwade. Okay. Commissioner, good to go?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So we only have one candidate for the post of Financial Secretary. So please lower your hands, everyone. Please lower your hands, everyone. Please lower your hands, everyone. Olatunde Temitayo, lower. Who are you voting for now? I'm not understanding your hands. Everyone, lower your hands. Glory. Thank you. Raising hand now. Secretary and treasurer, we only have to vote. But if you do want to vote for Uche, raise your hand electronically. The position of Financial Secretary to Treasurer. And then for the position of Publicity Secretary, we have Elizabeth Akunyi. Right now, we are voting for Uche Emezuru for Financial Secretary stroke Treasurer. Okay. I believe we're done. with that? INEC? So that at least we can count votes for the vote.
Counted, ma.
Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Our delegates are really hungry. Some of them are just up to raise their hands now. Yes, I see. Somebody is saying financial secretary is different from treasurer. But Uche was the only one that indicated for both roles. Nobody indicated. So we might have to combine the position in this case because you did not indicate. Moving on.
Sorry, ma. Maybe when we check the
role of publicity secretary, only Elizabeth Akunyili has indicated interest.
Hello, ma. Can you hear me? Hello, ma. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. If we any at the end,
yes,
maybe
I can hear now.
Okay, maybe at the end, from whoever is not taken from the president, any one of them that has a capability for a treasurer, you know, if you have an accountant amongst them, yeah, or a financial person, yes, please. Let's not combine the secretary and the treasurer together. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so publicity secretary, I believe we have counted all the votes for financial secretary. We will confirm from Uche which role she prefers, because I know she's also an accountant. She indicated that she has an accounting background, so we would hear from her so that we would know. Okay, so INEC, can we move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, publicity secretary, Elizabeth Akunyili. Please, the vote now is for Elizabeth Akunyili. So if your vote was for Uche, lower your hands so that we can separate the names. But if you are voting for Elizabeth as publicity secretary, please raise your hands up or type Elizabeth in the chat box for those of you who are on YouTube. Thank you. Okay. So with that, we have come to the end of the voting process for now. And it is time for us to count our votes. INEC, are we done with Elizabeth so we can?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so now this is the moment we've been waiting for. Please lower your hands, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your participation and your engagement with the process. So now we will move on and count our votes. I hope that the electoral officers on Zoom and on YouTube have aligned and given us a true position of the process right now and the number of votes that each of the candidates have. So Folakemi, can you confirm that you are going to be presenting a combined list to us, or we would also have to hear from those on YouTube?
They're sending in the results as we speak.
Okay. So that nobody goes to carry the ballot box on the way, we need to give a bit of time.
Something like that. We are putting the numbers together so that we can.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we are going to just give our electoral officers a bit of time to compile the votes so that there is no hanky-panky in the process. But we need to trust our electoral officers. They are free and they are fair in their, and they are unbiased in their approach. And I can tell you for real that they are not aligned to any of the political parties. So the party interest will not prevail in this matter. But also just to let us know that for those of us who would eventually be elected into the set exco, that is eventually elected either as the set president, general secretary, vice president, financial secretary, or the treasurer or the publicity secretary, we will be asking that you hand over to the deputies in your class, in your particular skill. So that means that whoever emerges as president cannot combine the role of president and class governor. So if once a president emerges, he or she has to relinquish their role, and the deputy governor in that skill takes over as the governor. So you cannot be a president and governor at the same time. You cannot be a general secretary and class governor at the same time. We know that there is additional time and additional responsibility that is resting on the shoulders of the set exco. And that's why we are going to ask that they drop their roles as governors, they relinquish it to their deputy governors, who will automatically step up as the governors of the skills that they are currently serving as deputy governors for. But please note that this only applies for those nominees here who emerge as either president, vice president, general secretary, or publicity secretary. If, for example, somebody is not appointed into the exco, they still retain their role as the set governor. So don't think that because they have vied for this position and they did not win, it means they have automatically lost their roles as governors. No, they have not. But if you are stepping into the exco role, the set exco role, then you have to automatically relinquish to your deputy. Please note that this only applies to those who eventually emerge as the set exco. I hope that is clear, and I hope that those who eventually emerge are taking note, and the deputy governors are also taking note of this. I don't know whether Pastor wanted to say something, or co-host, electoral officers, are we ready with the results?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. The results are here, ma.
Yes. Drum roll.
Okay, for the post of president, Wuraola Adebanjo had 20 votes. That's total votes. We've combined both YouTube and Zoom. Wuraola Adebanjo had 20 votes. Olamide Ogunyemi had 13 votes. Ayobami Afolayan had 28 votes. Fatoki Ifeoluwa Eunice had 6 votes.
Sorry, I missed you there. Please. Hello. Sorry, Folakemi.
Hello. Ma, I'm here. I can't hear you, ma.
missed you when you announced the number of votes that Ayobami Lion had.
Oh, okay.
I missed you when you were announcing the number of votes Afolayan had. How many votes did he?
28.
Okay.
Fatoki Ifeoluwa Eunice had 6 votes. Okay. Nwazuru Juliana had 9 votes. Austin Odua had 25 votes. For General Secretary, Comfort Olajide had 33 votes.
Thank you.
Can you hear me, ma?
Sister Ladies network is degraded. So just give her some time, she will come back.
Okay, sir.
Right, Iyanoluwa.
Okay, Iyanoluwa had 13 votes.
Go ahead. 13 votes. Okay.
That's for General Secretary. Uche Emezuru.
Okay. So move on.
Moving on to Financial Secretary, Uche Emezuru had 19 votes. And Elizabeth Akunyili had 44 votes. That's Publicity Secretary. Elizabeth Akunyili had 44 votes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So, like I mentioned, you can see that our electoral officers, thank you so much, and on YouTube, and thank you all to the delegates for sticking with us through the process. So you can see that for our, with the highest votes is Afolayan Ayobami. He has a total 28 votes and closely followed by 25 votes. And then followed by Wuraola Adebanjo with 20 votes. So clearly from the votes that we have seen, Afolayan Ayobami has emerged as the Dsap Sec 35 president, and the first vice president is Austin Odua, while the second vice president is Adebanjo. The post of General Secretary, the highest votes. So the post of FinSec/Treasurer, we had discussed that any of those who are runners up who did not emerge either as first vice president or second vice president, who might be interested or have an accounting background, could take that up. But let us hear from Uche Emezuru. There is the role of financial secretary and there is the role of Uche. Which would you prefer to take on? Let us hear from you. Please indicate your preference and then we will move on.
Good afternoon. Excuse me, sorry. I think she vied for financial secretary.
Yes,
that's the vote she was voted for, please. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So that means that the post of treasurer is vacant. Before we come to the post of treasurer, also to acknowledge that for the post of publicity secretary, Elizabeth Akunyili scored 44 votes, and so she is unopposed in that category. So congratulations to all of the nominees who have emerged, but we need to resolve the role of treasurer, and we have people who's president but did not make sufficient number of votes. Is any of you interested in the role of party as well as Olamide Ogunyemi? Any of you interested in taking on the role of treasurer? Ideally, the first person to indicate, or the first person that will be considered, will be the next person with the highest number of votes, which is Olamide Ogunyemi. So let me find out from Olamide Ogunyemi. Olamide, are you interested in taking on the way open to Eunice and Juliana as well? Olamide Ogunyemi, are you on the call?
Yes, ma'am, here. No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, you are not. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so Juliana and Eunice, you can turn off video, Olamide. Okay, Juliana, are you interested in the role of treasurer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are interested.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I think that okay, you are. Thank you for accepting. And so our financial secretary and our treasurer will be Juliana. Okay, so just again to congratulate our expo for Dsap 35 are in the following. Yep, you were saying something. Okay, so just to remind everybody, our exco in the following order for Dsap.
Sorry, ma.
Our
the treasurer. Sorry, ma.
Is Afolayo.
Hello, ma. Sorry, the treasurer. I think she was trying to speak.
Please,
is she changing her mind? Please, can she be unmuted?
Yeah,
make sure
that was
she,
what
if
I
she's changing her mind, so we can move
No,
forward to next.
Good afternoon once again.
No, she.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Who is speaking, please? We can hear you. Who is speaking, please?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
This
Juliana.
Was Juliana speaking? Yeah, I actually wanted to correct you on that. You know, you still went back to talk on the financial secretary, not treasurer. So I wanted to say it's on treasurer that I'm applying, not financial secretary.
No, I said treasurer.
Yes, but you made mention of financial
I said treasurer.
secretary.
It's okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I said that Uche is. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Okay, thank you for accepting that role. Thank you. Okay, so again, just wrap up and to congratulate our exco. Ayobami Afolayan is our set president. Our first vice president is Austin Oduwa. Our second vice president is Wuraola Adebanjo. Our set general secretary is Comfort Olajide. Our financial secretary is Uche Emezuru. Our treasurer is Juliana Nwazuru. And our publicity secretary is Elizabeth Akunyili. So congratulations to all of our new expo. And so please note that in the event of this new set expo, Deputy Gov for video editing automatically in that skill. Same applies, Governor, for pastry and cocktails. The same applies to the Deputy Governor for fashion design. The same applies to the Deputy Governor for cake making. Same applies to the Deputy Governor for events decor, as well as the Deputy Governor for makeup. So please note that for all of those skills that I have mentioned, the Deputy Governors step up with effect from today and become the governors of their set. But before we close the meeting, we would give the floor to the new set president, Afolayan Ayobami, to address you all on behalf of the EXCO of Dsap set 35. So Mr. Afolayan Ayobami, the floor is yours. Over to you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. I'm really elated. I am honored, and I know this is a very, very rare privilege. And year on, the race has started, and the race is not to disappoint anyone on my promise. The promises I made in the 3 areas, and by God's grace, we are going to fulfill all. And at the end, we would definitely be successful in everything we do. Pertaining to this program, and we shall all meet at the top. Thank you all very much, and I look forward to a very good relationship and support from everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So we have heard the presidential speech, and I believe that the president and his team are going to hit the ground running in the course of fulfilling all of the promises that they made to you as our delegates and the electorates who have brought them into this role to serve you all. So congratulations to the team. Please let us support this new team as they seek to deliver on the promises that they have made and to make the rest of your Dsap experience a worthwhile one and beyond. Not just for your class within Dsap set 35, but even after you graduate. So please ensure that you collaborate with them. And for the deputy governors, your PMAs in your various groups will also be making the necessary adjustments and ensuring that you are added to the group of the set governors. So because there is a WhatsApp group, and then so that you can also be a part of that and communicate with your team. With that, I will hand over to Pastor Paul to give any few closing remarks so that we can end this meeting. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Laide and our Chief Electoral Officer. We thank God for all of you that emerged as the leaders. You know what I often tell the leaders that emerge is that I am sure none of you came here with intention to lead. So like Pastor Solomon said yesterday, God has just delivered an opportunity to each and every one of you to serve him by serving the people, by serving your colleagues. So you find out that sometimes this opportunity is just a foretaste about what is to come in your lives. So I will encourage you, and I will indeed charge you with the fact that your roles, they are not cake and butter. You have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. You have a lot to do to keep the fire of your set burning. Okay, I've gone through, today, I think I went through more classes, and the PMAs have done quite some good job. In some classes, I saw some people waiting in some of your colleagues in the waiting room who decided to continue to ignore. I'm sure if such people were absent yesterday because of the way they signed in and they are absent today, they're already out. By the end of today, our system will remove them from everywhere. We do not need to get this far. We did not need to get this far. So what am I saying? A lot of this talk, a lot of this charging up of your people will rest on your shoulders. So I pray for you all that God will give you the needed grace, the strength, the wisdom, the understanding to deal with your people, to harness the resources you have within your group, and to also stand out as the best executives so far. I pray that the Lord Himself will enable you to graduate, because we have leaders, we have had past leaders who never graduated. So I pray that the responsibility of leading will not cost you the essence of your coming. So I pray that God will give you the sense of balancing to discern when and how to manage the two roles. The fact that you elected executives has not removed the fact, the truth that you are a student. Each of you came here to learn and you came here to succeed. And I also pray that the Lord will unite you, so you as a team will work as one. That the Spirit of God, which is one, will envelop all of you and cause you to understand your strength and lean on your colleagues in areas of your weaknesses, because that is how you become strong. If all your weaknesses are taken over by your team members, you are strong. You will be strong because on your strength, you will stand firm. On your weaknesses, your colleagues will support you. I am the registrar of Dsap, but I don't run Dsap alone. I do not run it. I lean on the strength of a lot of our faculty members. There are some of the faculty members that are so committed that you don't even know whether they are facilitators or they are coordinators, because they are interested in what's happening in Dsap. So I pray that God will give you the wisdom to manage and all these responsibilities and harness the resources you have within you. And when you have misunderstandings, that God will give you the wisdom to separate the real issue from your personal and emotional feelings. So on behalf of the core team or the board of Dsap, I welcome you all. And I said I will be talking with you people again. Maybe tomorrow evening, the head of admin, along with our deputy registrar, will schedule our first executive meetings. And I'm sure the moment you're added to the platform, the head of administration will share with you the roles and responsibilities of your office. Please, I want to say in advance that one thing we do not play with is integrity. Whatever you do, do it as unto God. So please let the fear of the Lord be on your front burner. Let the fear of the Lord, what you cannot do before the Lord, please don't do it. I also believe also that we are human beings who have our weaknesses, but now your leaders, if you are one who is short fused, if you can flare up and fly out on every single handling, now begin to pray for God to give you grace. Because I can assure you, you will be insulted, you'll be maligned, you'll be pressured, and sometimes, they will say they don't know what you're doing. I think it was last two said, I hear political language now brought in here that this leader is clueless. But the people who are talking are even the ones who are clueless. So what am I saying? Welcome on board. Sometimes I imagine the role of God. I was reading through a couple of books in Ezekiel today. God was talking to Ezekiel to go talk to the Israelites. But God warned him that they will not listen to him. So I said, Lord, why did you send him? So that he will fulfill all righteousness. So I pray that the Lord will give you grace, that when you speak, your people will hear. That when you charge them, they will arise. And when you warn them, they will stand still. Thank you so much for volunteering to serve. And I just announced that heaven over you is opened in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Congratulations once more.
Thank you, sir.
And I hope to see you. Is it tomorrow or Thursday? So the deputy registrar, who is the chief officer of the ESCO, along with head of admin, will communicate with you at the first executive meeting. So please now, when you get back now, I believe your deputies are here. I'm sure head of admin will notify all the PMAs in case of those who are not on this call, whose students were elected, so that they will quickly conduct another election for deputy governors to take over the post, so that about to be promoted deputy governors to governors. Okay, thank you very much and welcome on board. God bless. So it's Lade, back to you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, somebody was raising his or her hand. I don't know if it was a mistake.
No, I don't see any hands anymore. I think it might have been a mistake. Okay. So on that note, I don't see any hands. Thank you all for your cooperation, and thank you for being a part of this process. And again, congratulations to the team that has emerged as the SET Exco. We trust that God, who has identified you and brought you forth, will grant you the grace and the wisdom and all that you require, every skill and every resource to deliver on your responsibilities in this new role. So we wish you all the best, and we will be corresponding with you in the WhatsApp group, as you will be added to a WhatsApp group by the head of admin, and we will take forward our discussions there. So thank you everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.